Hi, friends. I'm Scott Giles, minister and hypnotist, and welcome to Power Talk, my video blog where I cover topics that interest me, focusing on how you can use the power of your mind to take control of your life. If you want to know more about my professional work or sign up for my free Substack newsletter, Power Lines, check out my website, which I'll tag in the description. If there is something in your life that you feel is out of control, using hypnosis can turn that around. Well, this past week, the United States government is once again flirting with involving itself in a Mideastern war. I hope we're able to avoid that, but our track record of staying out of these things is not the best. Now, as a man of faith, I despise war. I think it represents a failure in our civilization, with very few exceptions. And even if one party is completely successful, the losing side often becomes resentful, and typically that resentment guarantees that we'll be dealing with the issue in the future. I don't know about you, but I think the evening news is getting scary. Not just war, but terrorism, people behaving in cruel and ugly ways in the supermarket, on aircraft, economic problems, a long list. Now, I am a positive person, but it's easy to give up hope these days. However, I'm also trained in history. I've got a minor degree in it from college. And so I know that all of this is not new. The world has always been something of a mess. While technology is progressive, people don't seem to be. We deal with the same issues and problems as did people of old. So where do we look to find encouragement and hope in what sometimes seems like a world gone mad? And the fact that the world has always been a little bit insane really isn't comforting. Well, for me, the answer is to give energy to my spiritual and philosophical life. Now, on one level, it's easy for me to do that. I'm a clergyman. I've also got 2 degrees in philosophy. But I'm not really talking about academic or professional things. Each of us should nurture within our personalities something that puts us in touch with lasting ideas, deeper concerns. I see so many people living superficially these days. It's all about having an Instagrammable meal at a restaurant. It's about having the fashionable designer handbag or suit. It's about only dating people who are tall and rich. It's about living on the surface of things. And if that's your approach, I think you will end up disappointed. Eventually, the scary stuff in the world will get to you, and your material possessions will not reassure you. Perhaps that's the meaning of the gospel, where in Matthew 6:19 and following we read, "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust consume, and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust consumes, and where thieves do not break in and steal." And by treasures in heaven, in this context, I mean the deeper world that we all have inside of ourselves. Focus on what is eternal, not transitory. And what is eternal for you are your values, your kindness, your memories of being a good person, the great ideas of our species, the awareness of being connected to something larger than yourself. Now, as a lot of you know, I follow the ancient Stoic philosophy. And one of the greatest of those philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, once the emperor in ancient Rome, taught that if an underground spring is strong enough, it will wash away all of the dirt and all of the mud that someone shovels into it. Well, I believe we all need to have something inside of ourselves that is deep enough to work like that underground spring, that can make us feel calm when we confront the craziness of our world, because we're being fed by something deeper than a superficial consumerism. I often say that in an insane situation, merely preserving your sanity is victory. Well, it sometimes does seem like our world has gone insane. Politicians seem to think they can borrow their way out of debt or fight their way to peace. But the reality is that most of us have little control over these things. All we can do is control our response to them. If we cultivate a rich inner life, our responses will be better because they're not motivated by superficial things. That inner life can be like the underground spring that can wash away all the mud, all the rubbish that life hands out. So find your inner world. Find your inner peace. Find your philosophical or spiritual center. You'll be glad you did. Hey, thank you for your time and attention today. I'll be back next week with another talk on a different subject. I'd like to invite you to join me. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, it helps me a lot if you tell others about my videos. So please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You are welcome to subscribe to my Substack using the buttons you find on this post or on my website. And if you're wondering if I can be of help to you, consider attending one of our online classes or working directly with me. Feel free to reach out through my website for a free, no obligation meet and greet call, and we'll talk about it. Have a great week.